Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Evolve Rwanda. It's always a pleasure having your company. My name is Jackie. I hope you've subscribed to our channel yet. If you haven't, please do, and invite a lot more people to subscribe. Also, if you find the conversations that we have enlightening and interesting, share the link so that we have a lot more people catching up with the episodes. Today we're going to have a very interesting conversation. I have a friend of mine, Herve, and Herve has this very twisted understanding of love. And so today I said, I'm going to be a student. And I hope that you will be as well, so that we can get to learn from this man who explains it from a very, oh God, intelligent, complicated, and I'm looking for another term. Complex point of it. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Jackie.
How have you been?
I've been good.
I always look forward to just sitting with you, but on air and off air, because we do talk quite a lot. And today, I want to expose you. I want to expose you.
Okay.
Because your definition of love is something that I have never understood. And every time we have that conversation, we never finish. Because clearly you're not budging and I'm not budging either. So let us start from Herve's understanding of love.
Okay.
What is love to you?
Love is it's the simplest thing yet the most difficult thing. Let me explain. When say like God loves us all, He did not love us out of like you're black, you're white, or you're from this country, you're from that country, you're from this culture, from this culture. Is love, which means it's all of you together. It's not you fighting with something else that is called love. So love is the holistic understanding of everything, which is not separate from, oh, I want to be with this person for this time, I want to be this person this time. So it's a holistic view of things, which is also a holistic feel of everything, Not separately from this group and this group, but just the flow of things, if I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talked about God. Let's set God aside for a moment. What you call a holistic thing, your definition. Do you see that working with man? What was God's plan for man as far as love is concerned?
Well,
Because for sure, we can never love the world the way God loves the world.
okay. So I think that's what this whole world is all about. It's about that teaching, that experience of understanding what that point is of love, because he gave us a challenge. You're a woman, I'm a man. He's Hindu, he's Muslim, he's Christian, and in all that complexity, found the unity between all of it, and also elevate, because you have to rise up from the depth of maybe the ignorance and rise up, so the love will make you smarter, a better man, a better wife, a better woman, I don't know, but you rise from the below understanding of things and you rise up out of it, and you become somebody who understands everything the way they should be, So love is not segmented into, oh, I have a girlfriend and I love her and I don't love this one, So that's not love, because after 2 months you break up and it's done. Would you call that love? And after you're done, it's like, I will never talk to that person again, and you label that was love.
Yeah, it was love while it lasted.
It was something. It was it was a relationship feelings. But those feelings,
Infatuation, is that what
like
it was?
It fluctuates. And love doesn't fluctuate. Love is what keeps us together in one way or another. But the little feelings we generate, because you might see somebody just by looking at them, you're like, oh my God, she is amazing. Like you label that idea of viewing that person as love. But then that's not true. Like it's just you liking the figure of the structure of the face or whatever, but you cannot just label that as love. Love is understanding the whole depth of what something is, then actually appreciating the fact that it's there, or appreciating the fact that it's alive or whatever. But it's not just segmenting like, oh, my eyes love that, my ears love this. Like it's coming together of all the senses. All the senses, the brain, everything that you are. Loving what everything that somebody else is. But if you choose one or two or three things out of what you are, and I'm like, I'm gonna love this, then there's a problem. I don't think that's love, because it's even in like in honeymoons or whatever, or even in marriages. You're like, oh, this guy has a car, he has this and this and this, but he's not showing you the depth of what that person is. Like really, his habits, his bad habits, all of it. So you just love what you think will be good for you, and like that's not love, because love is removing yourself and actually doing something, which is that idea of I love this. It's just that community, because it just happens naturally.
But then, you wouldn't know love if you don't know what you love.
You love.
Yeah. You wouldn't know love. Like, there should be a genesis. You want to tell me where you would think love starts for you. But for me, love starts with me knowing what I love. Whether it's about me or about the other person or the other thing. I love radio. I love TV. I love having conversations. I love ABCDXYZ. I imagine the reason I will identify somebody and love them or something and love it is because in the first place, I have put myself there. So when you say you remove yourself, then how will I recognize it? How will I express it?
That self, is not the Jackie, because everything that you love is something that actually you do and it becomes good, So you're like, oh, I love this because it works for me, You tried it out and it worked, because before I used to play basketball and I loved the game. I didn't know I could love so many other things. I wasn't aware, Then I tried them out. I was like, oh, I can actually love this too, then this too. Then I came to an understanding, like, it's not just me loving this, because if it works, I love it. If you ask a musician, what do you love? He's going to tell you, I love music. If you ask a journalist, what do you like? He's going to be like, I like journalism. But that's something which is identical to or a gift that you were given. So you're just simply loving the gift that you have, but you're not loving it. It's just something that you do, and when everybody says yay, and you're like, I love it.
Yeah, but then again the other thing, we cannot compare the love for things and objects to the love for people. Yeah. It would be very difficult. I don't know. If you're gifted in that manner, I would love you to educate me, because I want to imagine the way I love that fan, the way I love the light, will not be compared to how I love the taxi guy that drove me here. How I love Dudu that sits behind the camera and the things she gets me to do. Like, I cannot compare those two. I cannot even compare the love I have for radio for the love I have for my sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. This is why I say, like, love is a holistic thing. If that thing that you love is only that thing that you live through, you're not going to experience anything else. So love is a holistic view of everything. Your sister, including your journalism, including everything, And understanding that your love is it's not narrow to that, but it's the holistic, You came here in our car, yeah? The car drove you here, but it's not like you involving, if you're walking all day, you'd be like, I would love to have a car, So it's not the segmentation, but it's the overview of things. It's the way you view everything, and like, even if it's somewhat it troubles you fall, you understand why it made you fall. And if you keep rising, you will love that thing that made you fall, Because let's say you were rejected. I'm sure you were rejected when you started journalism, You studied somebody, you went somewhere, you applied somewhere, they're like, no, you can't do this. But then by fighting, by rising, you actually came to love the people who said no to you. You'll be like, oh, you are part of everything. So you're part of the love. The love for me is the understanding of all of it. Understanding it, because it's a lesson. It's
yes.
Everything.
I'm glad that I warned you about Herve's definition of love, which you asked me for sure is quite twisted. Because I do not see how Herve will compare his love for Jackie to his love for the camera or the microphone. Have you ever experienced love?
Yes.
Explain that to me. That feeling. I have two questions for you.
Okay.
Have you experienced love, but have you ever expressed love? So let's start with you experiencing it.
You have to understand that love is something bigger than you are.
No. Don't make me understand anything. My question is, okay. Have you experienced love?
Okay.
Give it to me.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I have.
Who was it? What was it?
Cool. See, that's again, you're trying to narrow it down to
No, I won't. No, because now I'm just playing along.
okay. So here's
Because
the
for
thing.
sure, I know where, as far as love is concerned, it will be more about who and not what. But I've only asked you because you're the one who brings all these non-living things and throwing love at them. So you've experienced love. Who was it? What was it? Because I'm sure, if there was a who and a what, you still did not experience them the same way. There must have been a difference.
I've experienced that the love that's like kiss me here. That's the love I felt. That's the love that's transcends everything. Makes you Jackie, makes her do, makes her everybody. You know, we're in this whole thing. You know, it's not me who is in that thing loving something. You know, because I'm narrowing down myself to something which is so small, which is actually futile, like so easy. But the understanding of everything, you being here, I cannot do what you do, Jackie.
No,
You're better than this.
have you don't get. Do not set
Okay.
do not set your own question,
Okay.
because
You want me
my
to
question
level it
is
as
very.
one?
No, and it could be one, it could be three. I just want to know if you have ever experienced love.
I have. I have. But I cannot.
From who? Or from what?
From everybody and even animals, even things.
Okay, so what is the most outstanding feeling of love that you have?
Well, I think it was the feeling of being alive, I guess. That's the feeling of love.
But you see, that is life. That is not love. Yeah, that is life.
If you know life, you know love. If you know love, you know life. Okay, let me tell you this.
Yes.
So, the thing is, what I'm trying to say, like,
Let me take you back. You know, when we talk about, I'm going to use an example, and maybe this friend of mine is watching. I was with a friend, and this friend wished that his children could have experienced the love that he experienced from his grandmother. This was a man who was feeling so bad because his mom passed away, and so his children never had granny. They didn't experience, grandma. And some of us God has blessed us, who've lived with our grandmother, even if it's just for 3 days, you know how they can pamper you, they will take care of you, take you to the poultry house, they'll take you to the cows, they'll feed you, they'll pamper you. So this person lived with a grandmother and experienced the love of a grandmother. When we were having the conversation, he felt bad because his two children never got to see their grandmother, and yet he felt like there was such an important bond he had with her, a very important way that she had of expressing love, which at that time he felt like his children missed.
okay.
Above all else, love is a feeling. Leave alone the tangible things, and we've had this conversation off air. The things that somebody could give me and they will give me for whichever reason. But whatever I am given, no matter how small it is, or no matter how the person giving it to me views it, what is most important is how I feel when being given that thing. Hence my question of, have you experienced love?
I have.
Good.
From people.
Tell me the scenario.
It was mostly about how I had this teacher,
Yeah.
and he was teaching me something like he was mathematics. And
Oh
but-
God. I never loved my
I hate
mathematics teacher.
mathematics.
Same here.
But then, like, after mathematics, he will show me something else more than mathematics. You know, he'll make me experience something wider than mathematics, something beyond mathematics. You know, but then he will still teach me about mathematics. I can still give you something, but also show you something that is more than giving.
So what was that he was showing you?
It was anything and everything. He was just explaining me few things there and there, like how things correlate between mathematics and maybe nature, things like that.
Yeah.
So he did not just narrow it to one thing. So he gave me the overview of it. As wider as it gets, I keep finding like I keep involving many things. Not just
And that made him different from the other teachers. Huh?
It made me
The
very
relationship. the relationship you had with him was different from what you had with the other people.
So in some, like for example, your grandma, when besides being the grandma, she made you experience something else, some fun things, take you to
Love.
the country, love, takes you here, shows you how it's
Taught me how to
done.
milk the cow.
So she did not just say, "Oh, I'm the grandma. I'ma just sit here and watch the kids." You know?
Yeah.
She made you experience something wider. And as wider as she gets, she keeps involving many other things. So the love did not just generate from her being a grandma, but just her using everything around and showing you how everything fits together, how everything correlates together.
So how did you compare what you got from the teacher to other teachers, or your life moving on as as you grew older?
That's where the difference came. It's like, I don't know if it's a difference because they all fit in, because I could actually see those two people, him not showing me and him showing me, so I can see how they fit together regardless of who shows me what,
It's a very complex one, as I told you earlier, but we're glad that you're following the conversation. Please share your thoughts and we will read them. We will respond. It is Evolve Rwanda. Thank you for sparing time to join us. That is the hashtag. Find us on the different social media platforms, on Twitter at Evolve Limited. Subscribe if you haven't done so. When we come back, so we've had Herve has experienced love, and he points out a teacher. He didn't bring it like I wanted him to, but we'll let it pass. When we come back, has he expressed it? That's a question I would love him to answer. But also, does he have a problem with the way we love today, the way we love each other, how we express it, how we receive it? When we come back. Today we're talking about love. The reason we're having this conversation is just for us to understand the people that do not understand love the way some of us do. When I have a conversation with Herve, it's very obvious that we do love, yes, but we love differently. And before we took the break, Herve told us about his mathematics teacher that showed him love. I also give an example of a grandma, and you know that the love of a grandmother is different from the love of a mother, from the love of an auntie, that and much more. Herve, you've experienced love. I would like to know if you have expressed love. Pick a scenario, one scenario that defines your love giving. Herve.
I think it comes in terms of when I'm expressing love. I don't express love as me, as Mbaga. I come from this country, from Africa. I just express love. For example, it's very easy. My nephew, I have a little nephew, but when he sees me, he doesn't see the country I was born in. He doesn't see my educational whatever. He doesn't see anything. He just wants me to play with him. That's my opportunity to express love. I can express it to anybody else too, but for him, like, if he doesn't see that, it's easy for me to express everything that I want to express. I can play with him. I can lie with him on the ground. I can walk with him. People say I cannot walk with a kid for 30 minutes. I take my nephew and we go walk, man. Like, we walk. Like, take walk
long walks.
We walk and I take him and put him on my shoulder, and that's love for me.
Yeah.
Because, and I can express it with everybody else. But the problem in this life, or in this reality we live in right now, people love...
Before we get to the reality of the love we live in, other than the love between you and your nephew, the love for you and your teacher, the love between you and basketball and these other things, is there another form of love that you know and appreciate?
Yeah.
Because I assure you, if I brought somebody else on the set and we were talking about love, we'll have a completely different conversation.
I know.
Thank you. So, other than that kind of love that you have explained to us, is there another form of love that you acknowledge or that you've expressed? Because the love that you express to your nephew should be different from what you will express to a lady that you have a crush on. Or rather, I would expect it to be a bit different.
I'm not going to put her on my shoulder. Yeah, but I've felt love out of with women, for example, you know, and that kind of love it's love, but then again, it kind of like takes you down a rabbit hole sometimes. Let me explain. You love somebody, and that somebody wants you to love just them, and he wants just you to do what they like, you know. But then it's like he's chopping off what love should be like, you know. So at that point, if love comes as 5 fingers, you start chopping off the little one, the bigger one. Then it's like raining with 2 fingers left up. Like, okay, what was love? You know, you can't talk to these people because we're dating, things like that. You know, so that for me becomes we're not loving. Oh, maybe your parents cannot talk to me. I cannot talk to your parents because they view it a different way. That is not love. It was love where we're expressing fully what we felt and went out there. You know. But then again, it starts being narrow and narrow and narrow as when it becomes somebody else's desires. You know?
Have you ever been in a relationship, a situation like that?
Oh, a bunch.
I'm asking that because I just wonder how you made people feel like you loved them. Because, and as I told you earlier, you must belong to a minority of people that will deep think love like you have done. And so if you're going to get a random Jackie and you're trying to show me love, you're not going to bring all this PhD into this situation. So, Herve, I'm telling you, you've been in relationships before. So how did you express that love to the other gender if you didn't want one finger to be cut? And I don't understand it, Herve.
The love I try to express to maybe in a relationship is the love that I'm trying also to show you that it's not just about you and me. It's not just about your desires and my desires only, you know. Because
what else should it be about?
Because it might come a time where the person is like, I don't, like, let's say you're Christian and I'm a Muslim. Let's say my people don't talk to your people, whatever that means, you know. So it's like you're segmenting like love is coming together, it's sharing, you know. But then you want to create that separation between this we cannot do, this we can do.
But but that is again love. Love has rules. Whether we like it or not, yes. Love has rules. That's why a parent loves their child, but they will spank the child if the child makes a mistake, or they will correct their child in love. Every parent has their way of expressing it. It does not mean they don't love their child.
Okay.
So love, even, thank you, even God loving us, God gave us 12 commandments. That much, yes, he did. So much as he loves us, and he loves us like you would love him to love us, he still told us, do not steal, do not cheat, do not commit adultery. Okay. It didn't mean that it didn't love us, yes.
He did not give you rules just because you had understanding. If you had understanding, he would not need to give you rules. For example, do I need to tell you don't steal? You know the ripples effect of stealing. So if you understand the ripples,
but see, but if he loved us and we never wanted him to set them, because that's what you're trying to say, that love should not have those limits and boundaries. So that, and same thing, if God just loved us wholesale, he wouldn't have given us those limits and boundaries. Because just like you will meet me and you don't know much about me, you don't even know what I know or think about stealing, for example, or cheating. You're not just going to be with me and say, oh, maybe she knows and I will not tell her this. You'll have to, we will sit down and say, we love each other. This is how we need to love each other. These are the boundaries that we set.
That's the beauty of love. If I have these feelings towards you, and I found out that you actually steal, my first thing would be like, okay, that's what her business. I should show you what's the ripples effect of you stealing, which are, like, if I show you that when you steal, you make this person go hungry, this person go hungry, and it has a creative ripple effect.
Yeah.
That, if I truly love,
you will take me through that.
I will show you the consequences of what you do. And if you understand the consequences of what you do, you will change your habits. You will change what you do.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if I love somebody, this is what maybe my burden or the rock I have to carry. I have to show you certain things.
The right path.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's not light, because actually I can be tough sometimes when I need to be, Because if, let's say, I meet somebody who says, oh, okay, never talk to a Muslim. Muslims are going to go to hell. My path will not be like, okay, you're cute and everything, but if you think this,
Then I'm not going to spend
yeah.
2 minutes with you.
My mission should be, let's sit and let me show you how these people you call
That faith that you disagree with.
Yeah, these people that maybe are going to, I don't know which words, whatever you're choosing to think, you know, because it's an individual belief. I will show you how your beliefs cripples you.
Yeah.
I'll show you how your belief doesn't make you go through step 1, step 2, and you involve everything.
Because you're not open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that also cripples you at the end. If you say, like babe say we're married, and I cannot go see my Muslim friends, then you're crippling me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So love is actually understanding and growing together. Because we're all born with fouls. I had to suppress, I will kill some of my fouls.
In order to be with someone.
Yeah, because we have, okay, let me give you an example. There's this stereotype where white people have enslaved us, so white people are this and that, stuff like that. Not considering the other way around, you know?
Yeah.
When I actually got my experience with those white people, like I got to see where things that they tell them, you know, and some of them don't even have that. So you can see where you collide, like where you come together without all those, oh, you're white and black and whatever that is, you know. So me, what I understand is love, is removing all those boundaries.
Okay, so what issue do you have with our way of loving today?
It's materialistic. I love you because you have a nice car. I love you because you have money. I love you because you're pretty. You know, like
But is that for everyone or a select few? Because I know people that love people who have nothing. It's just them. You know, it's possible that there's no universal definition of love, for sure. So when you say somebody loves another because they have a car, they have a job, they have a whatever, I think we're all allowed to love what we love. And it's different. It will vary.
Yeah.
You agree with me on that? It will vary. There's a guy I saw, he said this. Men, it's a guy on social media who keeps advising you people. He says, men, do not be lied that she is there because of love.
Yeah.
Women love your worth, your name, or your vision. You've seen?
Okay.
I want to highlight the part of your vision. Your vision might not have manifested today, but I could have a spirit of discernment that will show me something about Herve that is not in a car, it's not in a house, it's not in his dreadlocks. No, it's something deep-seated, and I will fall in love with that thing. So you're saying that today's love is materialistic. Maybe we're just judging people harshly, you know? Because after all, we love different things, so maybe we're just being harsh.
Okay.
Yeah, and judgmental.
Okay. You said something about you're allowed to love whoever whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know when it comes into question where you question the love you have for something. Because it must be just pure desire for something, and that desire may lead you to destruction or the people around you to destruction. What do I mean by this? Let's say I want to be rich. I really want to be rich. So whatever you tell me to do, I will do so that I can be rich, you know? To be rich is something nice. To be rich, to feel comfortable, to do what you want in life, go where you want in life. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But when you have to step on the necks of 10 people so that you can become rich, even I will question the love you have for richness. I will not question richness itself, but I'll question your love for richness, you know? Because it's the same thing. Even if you call it love, it might lead you to, or it might lead the environment around you to something worse than actually in the situation they were.
You know which has happened actually. There are people that have been genuinely in love, but it did not end the way they envisioned it.
Exactly.
It was not their fault.
You know, because also like it's where you question the desires you have for something. Like if you desire something so much that you're not caring about your I don't know what to tell you.
Let's use someone, the desire for someone, because
desire for
maybe
someone.
I desire someone, and by me being with that someone, I will get to a certain place.
A certain place.
Yes,
Okay.
a certain place.
Alright.
Somebody meets someone in high school, they go through high school, go through campus. One day this person joins politics and they end up being the president of the country. It's not like this person married this person to become the first lady. But they desired something in this person, and them being with this person led them somewhere.
Like it's not about you loving something so that it gets you to something. It's just about it elevating you.
Yes,
If
and
somebody-
remember, and that's why I use that example, because if I met Herve in high school, we're in S1, for sure, there's nothing in Herve that will show me Herve is going to be a president. No way. So I love Herve because at that time, Herve helps me with my homework. We belong to the same discussion groups and we do really well. We complement each other. When we join the badminton club, we're doing great together. You know, like there's so many things, there's so many places where we connect. And in us being together, we continue. We started in high school. We go to university. When we get to that time of dating, we don't see other people. Oh, why don't we give this a shot? We give it a shot, and we just end up being the pair that moved together all the way to State House. I did not marry a president. I was with him, and we just ended up being First Lady and President.
I bow down to that.
Great.
Really, I bow down to that. But here's the thing. Where, like, the desires, this is where, like, for example, in this world, people are greedy, yeah? Like, in terms of, I want this, so whatever you give me, I don't mind, I'm just going to do it so that I can become rich. That's the problem I have. Because me loving you because me and you were a good pair, we can go far. It's okay. It's really, really beautiful. But it doesn't have to be where we have to do something wicked so that we stay together. You understand?
Yeah, no, that
that's
should
what I'm
not be
saying.
it.
This is what I'm saying. Some people call love certain thing that which is very harsh, but which is beneficial to them. As in terms of desires. So my point is, it's not the problem of love. The problem is you, the person. Like, look at yourself. Is it love or is it desires? Because when it's love, when if I come and say, oh my God, I'm in love with Jackie, anybody who meets me, I'm gonna show them love. Because I feel the love. I feel everything good. So I'm gonna show the love. But if I have to do something wicked to get you, believe me, there's somebody else who's gonna come be like, oh, she wants Jackie too, and I start pushing her away or doing something wicked to that person, you know. So when it's out of love, when you love, you show love. But when you know it's not authentic,
when you're scheming,
when you're scheming, the other person coming, you're gonna scheme them. It's like you feel like you're gonna push them somewhere or do something about for them. Like, I don't know. But the truest form of love is where I might love you as my girlfriend or as my mother or whatever it is I'm loving you as. But if you show me, or maybe if the love is reciprocated, I'm going to reciprocate to somebody else. And I'm going to reciprocate to somebody else also. So the love you give gets reciprocated.
or rather, it's spread to the other people.
Everywhere. When it's not love, it becomes greed and it becomes this is mine or this is whatever.
Selfishly guarded.
Yeah. So it starts to become about you, not about love. It becomes individual, like start to narrow it down to something.
That is what love is about you, please. Thank you so much for having joined us on this conversation. Herve and I will not finish. There's somebody who said love is blind. But clearly, from Herve's submission, love is not blind. It's you and I that are blind. You and myself that fall in love or claim to have fallen in love are the ones that are blind. What would I want to see? I want to see us spread love and cheer. Can you go ahead and do it in the best way possible? Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.